You got a slim. Yeah, I got this pretty close to like the original launch date, and it's been pretty reliable. I just had to switch out my controller because the couple of the buttons, mostly the up button on the D-pad, wasn't working. And since not every game at the time really relied on an analog stick, I felt like that was kind of a critical thing to replace. And I could have probably taken the controller apart because it's only held together usually by like what, 6-8 screws, something like that. But I just opted to get a new one. I didn't really want to look into like, I don't know, fixing it up. That's not really my thing. I can do like minor stuff, like on my PS1 controller, my L1 button, there was L2, one of them just did not operate at all, so I took that apart and thought I had fixed it, and then it didn't do anything. Sounds can be heard from inside the room. Open the door. Guessing it's gonna be some crazy stuff here.
Don't come any closer. No. Stay back. Don't eat me, please.
Harley, what are you saying?
You murdered them and ate them all! You all turned into monsters. And then you devoured all of my men!
What?
That weird light shot right through us. And then everyone started freaking the hell out!
Don't!
Everyone started attacking each other! You ripped them apart with your bare hands! And then...
Stop! Be quiet!
God help me!
What?
Shut up!
He just smiles. Ban him. Ban him. Yeah, playing DVDs on PS2 is a pretty big deal. I watched a lot of my DVDs that way, actually.
Not me. I didn't do that.
Yeah, you sure did.
Eat those people. I couldn't have. It wasn't me.
Yeah, that would be a pretty big thing to come to terms with, I guess. Whoa, chompy tots. All right, they literally just transformed into demons, huh? All right, that was rather tripped. And then the music's just so chill, like, hey, turning into a demon ain't no big deal. Just hear this guitar, baby. Look at those gremlins. They got their fancy dancer legs on. The turn icons at the top right of the screen indicate the number of actions your party can take. When no icons remain, it becomes the enemy's turn. Alright, so... do light physical damage, light damage, and ice. Null ice attacks to the party for 3 MP. End turn by expending half a turn? Well, we're gonna fight some demon ghouls, right? Lowly 8 damage. Alright, so each character essentially gets a chance to attack. Light damage and physically poison one enemy. Mad rush. We'll do our regular attack, see how much HP we're kind of working with here. So she's our healer. Good to know. Cure, charm, sleep, panic, ally. See enemy info. That would have been great to know ahead of time. demon go. It doesn't even reveal anything. See null mean it covers your weakness. Yeah, nullify. I get that. I don't really know what each of my characters' weaknesses are quite yet, so I think I'll just stick with physical attacks for a while. Maybe I should try to poison one of these things. Usually the rule of thumb is just like focus on one enemy at a time. Cured charms. Okay, so she just heals my party essentially. Body rush. I was really expecting like large numbers, you know, like a standard RPG that I'm used to, I should say. They just do like ridiculous amounts of damage. That Venom Claw is pretty beastly though, that initial time. Critical, brings out the big blades. All right. Surf leveled up. You have 3 status points to distribute. All right, so we can essentially make... Yeah, I don't know about that, man. It's kind of odd. I'm sure there's some sort of like reference with the mythology aspect, or at least I would hope so. So strength, vitality, magic, agility, luck. I'm gonna go those 3, I think. I don't really know what my character's specialties are quite yet, so we'll probably end up allocating stats inappropriate.
What's happening to us? No, I can't eat them.
Why do you hesitate? Circumstances are different now. If you refuse to eat, you will perish like them.
That's hardcore, man. Is he just diving right in? Surf and heat devoured the defeated enemies. After the battle, their HP will recover slightly because they consumed their enemies. Alright, that's kind of messed up. So I should maybe... Okay, so he's strong with ice, weak against fire. So he's kind of the opposite, which makes sense, right? The guy's name is Fire, or Heat, so he should be Fire. Earth and Force. So those must be opposing elements then, Earth and Force. So like Earth and Air usually is what you see. You can cover your weaknesses, but I don't know how. Yeah, you probably have to unlock skills, it seems like. But I don't really know. I think you must have to unlock that here through level ups and stuff. Devour, Hell Thrust. Agility, Void Fire. That thing is creepy looking, man, though. It's got those 2 heads. I don't know what the 2 heads and 2 boobs is all about. Strange. Very strange. Alright. I don't think there's any other way we can really arrange. I think that's just maybe when we get some of those other characters. Combos. Alright. The game will probably introduce us to all this. Let us find Harley. Surf. Perhaps he can explain the strange power. Sweet fluid dripping from a torn throat, splattering as I sank my teeth into rich flesh. He doesn't seem too concerned about it. I would be a little more kind of on Argilla's side about being like, what the hell is going on here? Like, he's just like, oh, we're just eating, you know, people. It's no big deal. It's eat or be eaten. And I'll get better at hopefully better at navigating this map. I don't really know exactly where I'm headed right now. I just hope there's no like super bosses and things, because I can't handle that stuff. We got random encounters apparently. Beast Elp. Oh, really? You're just gonna heal yourself like that? She must be, she looks like she might be an ice type. Think that guy with red hair knows what he's doing. That's why he smiled when he turned into a demon. Oh yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't know anything about the party here yet, so we're kind of just figuring stuff out as we go. Let's analyze. It seems like it's a good call to learn more about these things when we can. So it's only got 35 HP, so I just have to hit it a little harder. It's got a cute little face though, huh? Just minding her own business, floating in the air. That ain't good. Let's give this a shot. We haven't used it yet. That'll help. Yeah. Beat on that chest, I guess. Heat stats increased. Heat's body is overflowing with power. Heat was completely healed. Oh, so we can only allocate Surf's stats? We can't really do any of the other ones? Covered MP. Interesting, but at least we know there's random battles. I really didn't know how that was all going to shape up. That must have been that other staircase that I went by last. I ain't afraid to do some backtracking. Worst case, we'll get into some battles, we'll get better at the combat system, and we'll fight a little onion head. Where'd this guy come from? And we're getting a pretty fair amount of experience, I said, so hopefully we'll get a chance to recover like MP and stuff. I'm usually pretty notoriously stingy when it comes to like using MP and items. I'm the type of player that will just end up with that'll end up with like, you know, 99 items and not do anything with them, when you could just at least like sell them or something too, you know. Bam, bam. But I thought there was another little ladder area that I could go up at first, so I'm gonna just backtrack just a tad here and make sure I didn't miss anything. I'm sure I did, and it's not the end of the world. And I really did go into this game blind, so I have no clue exactly how long this one's supposed to be or anything like that. Why don't we just take one of them out, and then I should probably keep my party fairly healed. So I wasn't really paying attention there. I somehow gained another one of those attacks. SMT games are really long, just like Final Fantasy games. Yeah, it seems like there's going to be a lot of story to unlock in this game, and I don't know, apparently it's going to be really tripped out and zany, which sometimes I'm a fan of that. Sometimes it's like, what the hell? Either way, we're going for it. So I thought, yeah, I hadn't gone up here yet. I was hoping this was going to be that area. Nope. Blue wall stands in the way. I was hoping I could get up to those treasure chests that I spotted. think if we all bum rush this thing, we should be able to take it out. Yep. No need to waste MP on these small fries if that's the amount of damage they're doing. Surf leveled up. So that's kind of interesting. I don't know why that is, but you can kind of decide, I guess, where you want Surf stats to go. But that's good to know too, that upon level ups that I can get some healing back. It looks like every time I slay an enemy, I maybe get one of those things back that turns. It's what we've seen so far, at least. Heat stats increased. So she's definitely our magic. Maybe it's just a chance that they recover some MP and stuff too. Before we make any sudden movements, let's just scan the area. Nope. I thought maybe there would be some like hidden things in the area too. Yeah, and the luck. I don't really know what any of these stats do yet. Time will tell whether it's one of those games that holds your hand even a little bit just to explain this is what this does, all that. Alright, so we did find one treasure at least. Wasn't all for nothing other than the level ups. Look at these little... What are you? Frida? Not laughing for very much longer, I hope. I think it's usually a good idea for me to analyze enemies before I really know what I'm doing. Look at that thing! He just laughs. Zan Body Rush, so he's weak to fire and earth. Alright, we'll keep physically attacking because that seems like it's working pretty good. Rations. Alright, we'll continue on now, because it didn't appear that I could get those other items. I don't know, I'm kind of into the general combat style so far. It's more tactical in nature so far, and we haven't really even gotten very far yet, so... He just looked like he was going to be weak to ice. Yeah, we're getting a lot of experience, though, from these enemies. So it seems like just being able to exploit those weaknesses is going to be a big part. That's what everyone that's, you know, played these games has told me as well. The music's just stringing me along, though. I mean, we're just going around killing lots of demons and eating them too. They just make it seem like it's all good. This very grisly type thing. Dint. It's all good. Lots of random battles though. She only had like 35 HP when I scanned, unless they level up with your characters, but... Lots of love, y'all. Cyril, how's it going? Good to see ya. You found your way back. Yeah, I just picked this up, I guess, with the release of, or the announcement for SMT 5 and Nocturne Remaster. I always had my eye on these two games, so people have told me that they're basically like, essentially like sequels, right? Or spin-offs, I should say, is the better word. So yeah, I figured why not. I'll probably not get into the main series by the time those games are released, but I at least wanted to give them a shot here, so. Just seemed like it was a good time. They're pretty crazy so far, though. Yarg! Raise the wall. Great, I bet we're gonna have to do all that backtracking that we just did. I bet that's exactly what's gonna happen, right? God. If I would have just continued with the story, like, then we would have had that wall to cross. Alright. Yeah, no worries, Ramen. Yeah, so we'll try this out. We're only about 45 minutes into the actual game. I don't know if you want to experience it yourself, you know, blind or whatever, but basically what happened is we were in a battle with a rival gang, essentially, is the best way I can describe it. And essentially what happened in the middle is something came down from the earth, or from the heavens, I should say, and shot a light through everything on the battle, and the other, like, rival gang essentially got wiped out, and we have no recollection of what happened. We just found this naked girl in the spot, brought her back to our place, and now we're going to the rival gang, and they're like, oh, it's suspiciously low on guards. And then this Harley guy said, you turned into monsters and ate all of my men, or all our men. So that's kind of where we were left with things, and now that's basically catching me up. So 2 other party members came with me to scout things out. Yeah, no worries. I'm not sure if I'm going to continue this game after, you know, I just wanted to try it out at least. There's a voice in my head. It keeps saying devour, keep devouring, devour more. Oh, lovely. And yeah, there's weird stuff about just eating to gain power, apparently. Totally reasonable story so far, definitely. By exploiting enemies' weaknesses, you will do critical damage and retain your turn icons. Okay. That right there, I think, is the key piece, is exploiting those weaknesses. If you attack blindly or the enemy dodges your attacks, your turn icons will quickly disappear. Same is true for the enemy. Learn enemies' characteristics and use that knowledge to your advantage. Big Bird kind of looks like a cockatrice with big dangly balls on its chin. Yeah, I pulled my question of the day down, so I should probably just disable that for the time being for Streamlabs, but yeah, I'm not sure though how long I'm gonna end up playing this. So you sacrifice a half turn icon if you pass, is what it said, but I would like to kind of just get some info on this thing. But if I enjoy it, then I'll keep streaming. It is a cockatrice by George. Dragons are usually weak to ice, right? Yeah, get that back. Let's try and poison it too, why not? Did hit him up with that poison. Okay, so we definitely want to keep using ice because that gets us, we have those turn icons up there, and it said if we exploit weaknesses, then we gain one back. Right? Streamlabs is there to kind of tell everyone too, like, remember to be hydrating, taking care of yourself, even if you're just viewing streams on Twitch, things like that. Just a good reminder for us all. This is a switch. Activate it? Sure. Look at that. We're right back to where we were. But anyways, how are you doing today? So yeah, it's got to be on that side. The ladder would be on the side that we couldn't get to before. We got a save point up there, it looks. Oh, Mr. Gooberman. I'm gonna take out this little buddy first. been struggling with mental health. I'm sorry to hear that. I mean, it's definitely understandable though, just especially with how crazy everything is in the world right now, so can understand to that degree. I mean, I'm definitely not always like the person to go to for stuff, but if you feel like just, spilling and talking about something would it all be helpful, totally up to you. But even if it's just kind of hanging out with someone, I mean, you're always welcome here. Know it's a safe place. As long as, we're all respecting each other and talking respect is just number one in here. That's it. I mean, if anybody kind of comes in and starts saying negative stuff, then that's kind of just like, see ya. Don't need that in here. There's too much in our normal everyday lives that we don't need to drag that with to everyone else. Online. Learn new skills. Void Fire. When you win a battle, you devour your enemies and gain Atma points. By accumulating Atma points, different skills are learned. Skills cannot be used until they have been set. So we have to go to the main menu and do that. Yeah, so I mean, I don't mind when people come in and say I'm struggling with this, or I could use some advice with this. But it's just, it's one of those things that we just don't want to be talking about nonstop. If that makes sense. Like, it's okay to have your feelings and stuff, but it's all about like where you're sending them. Because you can drain yourself out with the negative thinking, but if all you do is, talk about things that are difficult or just kind of, spill your stuff on other people, all the time, then that can be draining as well. Just that empathy piece. Empathy burnout is like one way to refer to it, I guess, as. Everyone's doing pretty good on stuff, so that's kind of cool how you can just restore there, though. I'm guessing that means a big battle's coming up. Usually that's what that means. So do you have like someone that you can talk to stuff with? Like when you're feeling upset or not doing that great?